Hi, I'm Jim.
I'm Rhenda.
This is Heartiness Approach.
And we are approaching Heartiness.
Yes, we are. One of the colder days of January, although this day has warmed up more than we thought it would. Tomorrow won't be the case.
Tomorrow the high is 17, the low tonight is 2. And then it's warm and toasty.
For our friends who are further north,
who still have snow on the ground and colder temperatures,
this is nothing.
We're sorry for you.
We're loving it. But it is going to be colder here than we're used to.
Yeah. We feel very blessed to be where we're at. We know that we are where we are supposed to be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just thrilled with the way it's all coming together. I mean, it's not a cakewalk. I mean, you've watched this.
This is a cakewalk.
What we've had to do to this house, it's been a challenge. But, it's been a joy. It's had its ups and downs, but the fantastic things that have happened to us. One of the things that we recently recognized is when we started with 12 layer chickens, and now we're down to 4 out of that dozen. It just, a variety of things happened.
We haven't lost any in a long time.
Yeah. We filled all the gaps.
We know what happened.
Yeah, but we're still getting eggs. We have not had to buy eggs anywhere. We've been able to. I think
we're down to 12.5. No, maybe not even 12.5.
So, usually we're a couple dozen and we're giving them away. Right now, we're not giving them away. We're having to hang on to all of them, but we're eating our own fresh eggs every day. So that I think typifies what's going on for us, just the great things that are here.
Right. We want to talk to you about retiring on the homestead, or retiring to a farm, or...
If you do searches on Google, most of the retire homestead kinds of searches comes up with retiring from the homestead, getting off of the farm. How to bring it all to a close. That at some point you need to stop doing it. Make it available for young people. Okay, so that's not our message.
It isn't our message. Joel Salatin, whom we love, talks about all of the senior farmers who have been farmers all their life and they're getting ready to retire. And we respect that and know that that is true.
That's a reality. It's the right thing that Joel and his daughter-in-law are encouraging. It's hard today to start a farm operation. Outrageously expensive. It's out of the reach of almost everybody. We have a friend who his dad told him if he wanted to farm, he should probably be a dentist for about 20 years and then he'd have the money he needed to farm. And that's what he's doing.
I think it was a ranch. He wanted a ranch.
Well, he wants a ranch, yeah. And he's working his way that direction, but his dentistry practice has made that possible. Otherwise, for most people, it's hard. You want to say something?
No, go right ahead.
I have relatives approximately my age who started farming and ranching and when they were young. And it was hard. They had to have small operations. They were in debt. They were just scraping by, and that's how it was for him.
But that is also not what we're talking about, because I want you to compare what Joel is saying about the seniors who have been on a farm their whole life and now they're ready to move on to something else, versus what we are doing. Ours is completely different. We
turned it upside down.
Moving to a homestead, not a monocrop farm. Not a place where we're going to have a huge operation. In fact, 15 acres is way more than we were expecting to get.
Absolutely. Figuring out what to do with it's been a challenge. It's more than we anticipated.
And so this movement is a movement of 40, 50, 60, 70-year-olds moving from their home to find land to be able to do what it is they've always wanted to do. And that is a movement that is happening.
And I may not be 100% right in this, but this is a movement that really started in the 70s. I remember at that time reading what was going on, hearing what was going on, a lot of people going back to the land, wanting to go back to the land. And I remember we wanted to. We plan to. We did what we could growing plants in our windowsills in our apartments.
But even then, Jim, those people who went to the land in the 70s are getting ready to retire.
Yes, they are.
They are the ones Joel is talking about.
Yes, they're finishing up. But
we're starting.
But that's what we heard, though. Those are the things we wanted to do, and the feedback we're getting on this YouTube channel is that there are many, many people like us who have wanted to do that. Finally, we're to the point in our lives to where we don't have obligations that pull us to the city, pull us away from this rural life, and we're ready. We're ready to do it.
We have found such joy in all of the things that we're doing. Yes, it's been hard, some of it. You know, when we sit trying to figure out how to do something we've never done before, that's hard. But the joy of walking out on our back porch and looking out over the field and just going, oh my word, this is ours.
Yes.
This is ours.
Yes.
I can do whatever I want with it.
But I also recognize that a lot of the young folks who are starting out, they're smart, they are motivated, they're capable, but they don't have as much experience. So they're having to rely on Google to figure a lot of it out. And we do too.
We do too.
But our life's experiences have taught us a lot that we don't have to go to Google for. These are things we know how to do. Our problem-solving skills are a lot better. We've developed them over the decades.
I also believe that a combination of a younger and an older couple, like when the Holler family was here, man, it was like a well-oiled machine. It was amazing.
Absolutely. You know, that's perfect. That's perfection.
That's the ultimate.
The youthful exuberance, the energy, the physical capabilities combined with the wisdom of age. Wow, that's great when you can get that.
We're going to start talking once a week on ways to be able to move to a homestead. Whether it's a half acre or 15 acres or 50 acres, whatever it is that you choose and are able to do. There's so many different ways to do it, and we're just going to talk about the financial way for just a moment.
Okay.
Most of the young people and many of the older people who are doing it are now trying to find land and or a house on land that they do not have to have a mortgage with. And that is wonderful.
And it works for a lot of people. That works for a lot of people.
We want to talk right now to tell you that not every single person is in that, has that ability to do. We did not. And so it's not a big secret that we went and had a VA loan with our home, and that we have purchased our home through a mortgage. And our dog hears somebody coming down the driveway, I think. And so he's going to growl.
We recognize that for people who have put the money back, prepared, found themselves ready to make a change and have the financial ability to go pay cash, that's great. That's fantastic. We applaud that. That shows a lot of forethought, a lot of capability. But we also know from the feedback we get that there are many people who for one reason or another aren't in that situation. And what we were faced with was, okay, we want to do it. In order to get fully out of debt and money saved up, at our age and what our capabilities were and what was going on, we couldn't foresee doing that in any reasonable amount of time.
And
we had to live somewhere in the meantime.
We've been paying rent that was a third more than what we're paying now. And so for us, it made sense. And so for those of you who think you cannot have a homestead because you have to still be able to have a mortgage, then think about some creative ways that you can continue to earn money. Jim is very lucky that he's taken his skills from his life and is working at home 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. And he can really come and go when he needs to most of the time, if he needs to break up that 6 hours. There are all kinds of things out there that you can do where you can be at home working.
Lots of opportunities.
If you're a nurse, you can work 2 days a week out of the home and 5 days a week in the home. But just keep that hope alive and be creative on ways that you can have your homestead.
And there are a lot of ways to earn from your homestead. We're not having to be faced with those right now because we have other income. But
we're working at that so that we can pay off our home. We'd love to pay off our home in 5 years. That's our goal.
So when you have a homestead, when you have the land, when you have the opportunity to produce things on your own property that you can then sell in one way or another, you know, what are your skills? What's your experience? Just imagine what the possibilities are. There are a lot of them out there. So don't give up and say it's out of my reach. Really do an analysis. What do you have? Do an inventory of your capabilities, your knowledge, your skills. What would you love to do?
What can you hang a shingle out on from your home of what you can do?
It can be something local, and in this day and age, it can be something that you're doing from online, where whoever is paying you for what you're doing is a long way away. For instance, I had something. Now, I don't. This is not a full-time business, but maybe some form it could be. As we were cutting our wood, we had one of our viewers say, "Oh, the Osage that you're cutting, it's so yellow. A lot of artists use that for dye, and they will purchase your shavings." Well, I don't know what quantities, I don't know what the process is for selling that, but we have a lot of Osage. So would that be my full-time business if I were to do that? No. But if, you know, a couple times a year I harvest a bunch of that and sell it, it could be some of what we're doing. So that's just one example of how we could use what we have right here on our property to generate some income.
If you look, find, know, inquire, people our age and a little bit younger or a little bit older are ingenious about the way that they are having a living on their homestead right now. Lois, I'm going to use you for a moment. She's in Canada. They have cottages on their property. They do
beautiful property. We want to go see it sometime.
Yes. They do a kids farm camp. They have a petting zoo, petting area. And then she just keeps telling me about other things that she does.
Little things. I mean, none of them are a home run. They're all little one-base hits.
Deborah Neiman in Illinois. She writes books. She speaks. She allows others to come onto her property and do a farm camp and pay her for the use of their property while they do all the work.
And for a while, she had someone who was gardening her garden and selling it. I don't know if it was CSAs or market gardens.
It was actually what we wanted to do, where you partner with someone, and they came in to do her market garden, and she got 50%, and it worked very well. So just be ingenious. Don't say, I can't do this. I don't have the money. You are smart. You can. We can.
Yes.
We do. We have so many ambitions of things that we know that we are capable of doing. And we're not just sitting here going, okay, Jim, that's all you earn and we're just going to have to pay on this mortgage forever. No. We have so many ideas and so many things that we're working on.
Yep.
We're excited about it.
So there's lots of possibilities. And that's part of what we looked at. We knew that if we got the right property, that our ability to generate money while we were here and from this property is pretty strong. So for us, it was a bit of a business investment, if you will. We didn't have a full idea of what we were going to do, but we knew that if we found good property in a good location, that we could figure it out. And much like the permaculture principles of you need to observe it for a year, we've been here almost a year, we've been observing.
March 10th,
yes,
by the way, is the day we drove onto this property. So that's pretty cool. We're coming up on that in another month and a half.
And this time has given us the ability to have a lot of ideas of what's possible from here. And, you know, we've made it through this first year. We're figuring it out. And now we're going to be able to build onto what we have with what we know, and great possibilities. But it opened up a realm of opportunity that we hadn't even imagined, because we didn't know. We didn't have any idea where we were going to be and what we could do from there. Now we do.
We're going to attempt that every Wednesday. The video has to do with retiring to the homestead. We want to be your advocate. We want to be your helper. Many people have asked us to look for land. If you have asked us to look for land and we drop the ball, please send us another message to do that.
We try to respond to everybody.
I think there's one out there that we said, oh, they want help, and then we let it drop. So please, if you need help in finding land, let us know. We do have a friend who's a realtor. I talked with her Sunday. She's happy to help out in any way. I'd given another person, another viewer asked us to give her information. She hasn't heard from them yet to her knowledge.
Okay.
But we're not saying it has to be Missouri. We're loving Missouri, especially where we live. We are not bombarded by all of that snow. We have just, I mean, it's been amazing.
So on Wednesdays, among the things we're going to talk about is how to do your search. How do you make a determination of where you want to be? How do you develop that criteria so you can make that choice?
Because it only took us 6 months.
Only took us 6 months.
And some other things that we're going to cover is how to make your homestead doable for you as you get older. What are things that you need to be looking at in order to make your health last as you live your dream?
And maybe right now you have some physical health limitations and you have concerns about, could I really homestead? Well, we're going to give some advice on how to make adjustments to what you plan to do and how you're doing it so that it can work for you to have your dream come true.
I'd like to end with a message that Jim doesn't know about. I have a nephew, and he put on Facebook this morning, what would you change if you could go back 10 years? And happily, I looked at that and I said, 10 years ago, we changed. We changed our whole life. We changed our eating, we changed our exercise, we changed our lifestyle, we changed everything. And because we've been doing that for 10 years, we are now on a homestead. And I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We did make that change.
We did it. We changed.
Now, if you wanted to talk about 20 years or 30 years, we could have a discussion.
Yeah.
10 years we did it, and it's made all the difference in the world. I can only imagine where we would be and what we'd be like and what we'd be doing if we hadn't made the change.
Yeah. We wouldn't be here.
Yeah, it's
and
upsetting.
we wouldn't be healthy.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us.
If you haven't subscribed, do the subscribe, hit the little bell to be notified, and even better than that, go to our heartinessapproach.com website, sign up for our newsletter, and you'll be getting a newsletter from us every week, and we're going to be highlighting what we talk about in our vlogs during the week, and
some other
good information.
Also like to thank those of you who have clicked on the Amazon and buy your Amazon purchases through us.
It's down in the
show notes below, and if you would like to help us financially, it doesn't hurt you at all, doesn't change anything you pay. We would so appreciate it.
Click on the link, go to Amazon from there, buy what you want.
And what the heck, we're doing this. So 12 Weeks to Heartiness, our course is still available through the end of January. It is $99 with the Mornings Begin with Breakfast cookbook, available for free along with that subscription. We do have Mornings Begin with Breakfast also available, and why not, my book Voices from My Heart is available on Amazon. Whew! See? Multiple streams of income. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. Take care.
Bye-bye.